Hello, legendary leaders, and welcome back to another enlightening episode of Legendary Leadership Bites, which is LLB with Fatah Khan. Hi, I'm your host, Fatah Khan, a mid career transformation coach, TEDx speaker, and an author. Today, I'm going to talk about an interesting topic, which is a very common question that comes to me from many leaders, and especially the mid career professionals who are moving into the leadership role or already into the leadership role. Because today we know the technology is evolving, and today we know it's an era where we have automation, we have chat gpt, we have AI, right? Everywhere we are talking about this, and people are talking about their jobs. Are our jobs going to be in danger, right? Is there going to be a need for a lot of roles, especially for leadership role? So today's topic is, will leadership demand decrease with the increase in automation and AI? So what should be the answer? Is the answer yes, or is the answer no? So, to understand more, I want you to pay attention to this particular important session where I'm going to talk about what are the reasons why leadership would be critical and would be in demand all the time, whether it's automation today or whether it is the automation of the future or any time when we are looking at future of work, how leadership will still stay in demand, and as a leader you can still keep growing and you can still make your place in the industry and you can still get success in your career. So how is that going to happen, right? So I'm going to share with you certain points which will help you understand how leadership will still stay in demand. And the number one reason I want to give you all is people look for purpose, right? What do I mean by purpose? So when we look at anything that in terms of like people today, of course automation is going to change a lot of way the things are being done, but how leadership is going to be demand is because leadership is purpose. When it becomes purpose driven leadership, what do I mean by purpose driven leadership? When you actually look at people, people want to do something meaningful, people want to actually do contribute in bigger ways to bigger things, to the missions and the visions of any organization. And when a leader is a purpose driven leader, people would actually be able to resonate and connect and stay with those leaders and then contribute in bigger ways. Whereas AI cannot do this, because AI cannot understand the emotions. Of course, they say AI automation is going to change in big ways, where the automation or the AI can also understand emotions. Of course, ChatGPT also understands when you say set the tone of certain thing emotional when you have to create a content or create a speech or something. But it cannot be something which is like a purpose driven. I don't know how many years it's going to take, but then of course there are certain human elements which cannot be replaced, like the purpose driven leadership. AI cannot do purpose driven leadership, where AI cannot be like interconnected with also the world, the human beings, because we are all like, of course there are robots, but human beings are people. They are not numbers, right? They are not like as they say in the corporate, right? The asset. They are not assets. They are people. Human beings are going to be human beings, and every human being comes with different emotions, different challenges. But a purpose driven leader is the one who can actually stay them connected with a bigger purpose, with a mission, with the vision. That's why leaders will also always be in demand. So that's reason number one. What is reason number two? Strategic direction. Now, AI, how does AI work? We all understand AI, artificial intelligence or automation, works on what? Automation works on whatever it has learned. And who makes automation to learn? We human beings. When we are feeding data, the more data the automation or the machine has understood, the more it is able to serve, because it collects all the data, and based on that data, the AI is taking decisions, right? But can it take strategic decisions? Of course, it's going to be challenging, because like if you see the world, even if you see the organizations, the kind of work and all, is it static or dynamic? Of course it's dynamic, right? In this dynamic world where a lot of things are actually going to be in terms of different things, when it comes to customers, when it comes to customer demands, clients, their requirements, everything, it's going to be dynamic. It's going to be like also business, or even if you see the corporate world, it's going to be with a lot of challenges. And a leader is someone who can take strategic decisions, who can actually give a strategic direction in the organization. That is something which AI cannot replace. Because while AI and automation can handle repetitive tasks that we are feeding them in, It cannot actually solve a new scenario just by using the repeated task. And of course, it cannot give a strategic direction. It can give you certain suggestions, of course, but still to get that direction, the strategic direction, it cannot replace the human creativity, right? Robots cannot replace the human creativity and the strategic thinking. That's why leaders would be in demand. Because remember this all the time: leaders are the not the ones who are the doers. Leaders are the strategic thinkers, right? And the human capability, humans are blessed with one thing, which is like immense potential. What is it? It's our brain, right? Which can actually operate more faster than any robots. So, and it is creative as well. Whereas robots cannot become creative in different ways. It is using the data which is existing. So when it is coming to strategic direction, human beings, that is leaders, would always be in demand, because these are the ones who can actually take who can actually make strategic decisions, take strategic, show strategic direction based on creativity, right? So that's one of the reasons why leaders would be in demand. The next reason is human connection. Again, I want to repeat this, right? In the corporate world, employees are not assets. A lot of people see them as assets, especially the HR, right? I'm not pinpointing here, but the HR actually treats them, and most of the HRs, if you see in the corporate world, they are like assets, right? This asset, right? Again, computer is also an asset, human being is also an asset. No, but we are all human beings, and human beings want to be understood, want to be treated well. And that's why great leaders will always be in demand, because great leaders connect with human beings. They know the human connections, they know the emotions, right? And they are more of those people who can connect with people, who can connect with their emotions, and who can understand them, and who can be empathetic with people. Because robots cannot be empathetic, robots cannot connect with human beings, right? It is because, again, one thing that we all need to understand is leadership is not just about any task or process. Leadership is much beyond that. Leadership is also about inspiring and motivating people. How does that happen? That happens based on connections. So that's why, again, if you're looking to become a leader, or if you're already in a leadership role, your role will still stay in demand, because you are the one who is going to establish the human connection, and who is going to be the one who is going to inspire people. It's not the robots or the AI. And then the next point I want to share with all of you is adaptability and innovation. One of the reasons why you can beat robots is because you as a human being, you as a leader, can be adaptable based on different situations, and you can also innovate, because you are blessed, and then you are actually having mind which is creative, and you can innovate things, right? As I told, again, robots are doing what? They are doing the processing based on the existing data, but human beings can think much beyond that. Like somebody who invented aeroplane, was aeroplane already existing? No, it was somebody's creative brain, someone as a leader who took the initiative to create something really new, right? And that needs adaptability and innovation, right? Otherwise, people would have been thinking, oh, people can be like using the roadways, the road transport. How can human beings fly? How can human beings actually be on a place where they are not even on the ground? How can an aeroplane take people to places? Right? That was the human potential. Of course, to do the tasks and the activities, robots can be used. But for that creativity, it's leaders who have a vision, who actually believe in things, who are ready to innovate, and who are adaptable. Right? They don't stay or stick with certain concept. Okay, roadways is the only way. Right? Okay, people cannot fly. No, a human being thought about it, a leader thought about it, and he designed certain ways where people were able to actually fly, right? Whether it is talking about aeroplane, or whether it's talking about even a parachute, right? People were able to fly. How did they fly, right? So today we have different technologies as well, but of course it's the human being, it's the adaptability and the innovation. That's the attribute, if you have as a leader, that can help you to stay in demand even with automation and AI. And then the next comes is ethical and moral guidance. Now robots, technology, can actually understand a lot of things, but technology cannot understand the ethical, right? As long as you have feed it something, they might be able to understand to a certain extent, right? But again, it's not like a situation which is predefined. There will be a lot of situations which will come at different places in different ways. So as the leader, when you are ethical and when you are having that moral guidance, That's what, when you actually give to people, you will become unique. You will be somebody who is unique and who is in demand when it comes to you as a leader versus automation and AI, right? Because technology can actually replace certain things, but leaders who are responsible for actually upholding the ethical standards, who are responsible for upholding the moral values, right? Making decisions based on values. Because if you see, a lot of businesses, values are very important, like core values. Why do you think core values of leaders are looked at? Because the core values of leaders, when they are aligned with the core values of the organization, only then the organization grows. But robots, will they have core values? No, they know processing, they know certain things, but they are not human beings. They will not have core values. Right? So that is something that you will become different when it comes to ethical and moral guidance as a leader. You will be different and unique, and you will be in demand when compared to automation and AI. And the last point I want to share with you all is complex problem solving. Right? Of course, today we know that AI can do complex problem solving, but again, the problem solving is restricted to certain things. It's all based on the data. The more data you are feeding to AI, the more smarter it is becoming. But human beings, even if it is a new situation, even if it is a complex situation that has arisen with no previous experiences or with no previous challenges, human beings have the potential to still solve complex problems by using different approaches, right? Because we human beings have the ability to think beyond and solve a lot of situations, even if it is an ambiguous situation, even if it is a situation that has newly arrived. Because when it is newly arrived, when robot is not able to find it in the database, it will not be able to process it. But human beings, even if it is not here in the database, if you have not experienced that problem as a leader, you will be able to still solve the problem, because you as a human being, you as a leader, have great potential to think and solve complex problems. Now these are the reasons, some of the reasons why you will always be in demand if you are into the leadership role, or even if you want to enter into the leadership role, you will be in demand, and your demand will continue to be there even when automation and AI is there. But of course, one important thing that I want to remind you all is, you cannot be an ordinary leader. You have to be a legendary leader, so that you can replace automation and AI, and you can still be in demand, and you can succeed in your career and life. With that, thank you so much for being here and listening to me on this particular episode of Legendary Leadership Bites. Until our next episode, keep leading with purpose and impact. Stay inspired, stay influential. Thank you.